Okay, it is Thursday, March the 11th, 2010. We are standing in front of Melissa Bean's office here in Schaumburg. This is a Code Red rally. This is to stop the reconciliation process. Our government is trying to make this health care bill put through by reconciliation, which is not what reconciliation is for. 1/6 of our economy should not be implemented under the reconciliation process. We have folks from all over the 8th District here, and I think we should ask them why they are here.
For one thing, no one's read the bill.
Okay.
Pelosi said, let's pass it first, then we'll read it. I mean, this is the craziest thing in the world. It is absolutely un-American. It's against everything that it is not a right to have the government pay for everyone's health care. You don't mess up 80% of the people to take care of 20%. You don't take the top down to bring the bottom up. If you do, you've got communism. This is exactly what we don't want. So that's why I'm here. It's un-American.
Okay, health care is a right, and you feel that it is implemented in the Constitution.
I do. On the basis of life, liberty, and everyone is guaranteed life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. You cannot have any of those if you don't have good health.
You know, I had a brother that was homeless, and he turned around, went into the hospital. They went in there, did surgery, and never charged him a dime. Had another brother that didn't have no insurance. They didn't charge him a dime because we took care of our people.
So somebody went in without health care to a hospital and didn't have to pay for it. So I guess my question is, why do we need this bill to make health care for all? Is this about health care, or is this about controlling 1/6 of the economy?
It's controlling the economy. You know, he wants to control all of us. No. You know, my freedom of speech, my freedom of rights is getting stepped on. You know, and that's not fair. You know, there's no call for this stuff.
I'm asking you, is health care a right?
I think that yes.
And is that right a constitutional right? Is that implemented and put into our Constitution?
It's a human right.
It's a human right. So it's a human right. And who's given us this human right?
The United Nations International Declaration of Human Rights that was passed by every nation in the world in 1948.
The United Nations. So we're going to take something, just a question, something that the United Nations declared as a human right. Does that circumvent or override our American Constitution?
Do you think it's okay that tens of millions of Americans are suffering and dying needlessly?
Have we always taken care of our people? If anybody goes into the hospital, do they get turned away? No, they don't. Do they have to pay? No, they don't. We pay it. That's the reason why we've got welfare and laws out there that will help the people.
First, let me ask you, is Melissa Bean your congresswoman?
No, she's not. I'm in Mark Kirk's district.
I am an American, and I don't like being told what I can and cannot do. I have a freedom of speech, and he's not listening to we the people. That's what the Constitution is all about, is we the people. Our forefathers made the Constitution to help us, and why are we not honoring the Constitution?
Now, is it constitutional to have health care? Is there anything in the Constitution that dictates health care for us?
No. There is nothing in the Constitution that says that government needs to provide us health care. I mean, what about the other countries that provide health care? Is it any good? No, it's not.
Now, can I ask you ladies a quick question because we want to move along? Are you one of Melissa Bean's constituents? Are you one of her constituents?
I'm actually the next one over.
So you're not a constituent. You're not going to be voting for her. Okay, how about you? Are you from?
I am not in this particular congressional district. However, I want to lend my voice. This is a
collective operation, right?
This is a collective. This
this affects everybody in the country, every American citizen. Whether it does not matter what borders within you live.
We're just asking a question. Now, excuse me, can I ask you a quick question? Is Melissa Bean your congresswoman?
She isn't.
She's not your congresswoman.
No, no.
Can I ask you, why do you think all these people are here today?
I think they're here because they're afraid. They're afraid of what's going on. They're here to demand that Melissa Bean votes no for this legislation. This legislation, they've been talking about it for over a year. And at this point, the CNN polls have it that less than 25% of the American people approve of the Democrats' plan, and yet that doesn't resonate with them. What they're saying is that, maybe we haven't explained it correctly, maybe you haven't heard us. This health care has been in over 48 of our president's speeches in the last year, and the response to these poll numbers is, we need to tell you about it again. Maybe you just didn't understand. We understand, we've heard it loud and clear. They are not listening to us.
Do you think Melissa Bean is best representing her constituency by her voting record?
No. In fact, she was elected as a Blue Dog Democrat. At first, she voted very centrist, and then in the last 18 months, she's all of a sudden, she's a sure vote for Nancy Pelosi's agenda. I got a problem with it. She is not representing our district. We want to be represented. We want to be heard, listened to, and represented, and she's not doing it.
How do you feel about Melissa Bean? Do you think she's going to stand behind you guys and go for what you want?
I think she will in the end. I think she understands that most Americans want a health care reform bill.
Why are you here?
Ideally, I prefer a single-payer system, but...
Could you explain what a single-payer system means?
Single-payer system is where basically the government replaces insurance companies.
To me, I have worked for 31 years, and they're getting ready to destroy my health care because of this bill. Because there is not going to be no private health care.
Replaces insurance companies, replaces insurance companies, replaces insurance companies, replaces insurance companies, replaces insurance companies.
You can clearly see we have two sides to this debate today. We have the folks over here who are against the health care bill and any type of reconciliation. And then on the other side, we have the group that seems to be speaking very clearly to a single-payer system and how that would be best for America. In interviewing both parties here at Melissa Bean's office, a lot of the folks that are from the other side carrying the signs are saying they're not even from this district. So it makes you wonder, how is she serving them? She's not, these are not even her constituents, and her constituents are clearly here and they're not being heard by her. But the folks that aren't her constituents, she's kind of lockstep with. So this is Carol Parisi reporting from Melissa Bean's 8th Congressional District office in Schaumburg.